There was a time when gold flowed like rivers, and the Mali Empire sat at the center of it all. In the 13th and 14th centuries, this West African empire became so staggeringly rich that its glory was the talk of the known world. But this legendary wealth, the kind that could destabilize entire economies with a single visit, was built on a foundation of sweat, sacrifice, and sorrow. To understand Mali's golden age, we must look beyond the gleaming palaces and lavish processions and venture into the dark, suffocating shafts of the earth, where the true price of gold was paid. The heart of Mali's wealth pulsed deep within the goldfields of Bambouk and Bure. For generations, the Soninke and Mandinka peoples had worked these lands, extracting the precious metal from the earth. But with the rise of the Mali Empire, this ancient practice was transformed. What was once a local enterprise became an imperial industry, driven by an insatiable demand for the resource that would fund armies, build cities, and create legends. The empire didn't just control the trade routes, it controlled the very source. This control turned a regional activity into the engine of a global powerhouse, setting the stage for a story of both incredible prosperity and profound human struggle. Life for a miner in medieval Mali was a relentless battle against the earth itself. The work was grueling and incredibly dangerous. Miners, often working as family or community units, would dig deep pits, sometimes over 60 feet down. Chasing the veins of gold-bearing quartz, they descended into the darkness, using simple tools with the constant terrifying risk of a cavern hanging over them. Each tap of the pickaxe echoed with both hope and dread. Once the ore was brought to the surface, the work was far from over. Women and children often took on the painstaking task of crushing the rock and then washing it, panning for the tiny, glittering flecks of gold. It was an all-consuming labor, a family's entire existence revolving around the whims of the earth and the demands of the empire. The gold that emerged from these mines didn't just stay in West Africa. It flowed north, carried by vast camel caravans across the Sahara Desert. This trans-Saharan trade was the circulatory system of the medieval world, and Mali controlled its most vital artery. Gold was traded for salt, a commodity just as precious in the sub-Saharan region, as well as for horses, fine cloth, and other luxury goods. Cities like Timbuktu and Jen became bustling centers of commerce and scholarship, where merchants from across North Africa, the Middle East, and even Europe gathered. The wealth was so immense that it funded the construction of magnificent mosques and universities, turning Mali into a beacon of learning and culture. The empire's gold became the standard for currency in much of the Mediterranean world. Its influence felt thousands of miles away. The peak of Mali's golden age is personified by one man, Mansa Musa. His pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 is one of the most legendary journeys in history. He traveled with an entourage of tens of thousands of people, and, according to the chroniclers of the time, so much gold that its value is almost impossible to calculate in modern terms. He gave away so much gold in cities like Cairo that he reportedly crashed the local economy, causing the value of gold to plummet for over a decade. This incredible display of wealth put Mali firmly on the world map. European cartographers began to draw Mansa Musa on their maps, depicting him as a king holding a giant nugget of gold. He became a symbol of a mysterious, impossibly wealthy African kingdom, a land paved with gold. But behind this glittering facade, the story is far more complex. The empire's wealth created a stark social hierarchy. At the top were the emperor and the ruling elite, who lived in unimaginable luxury. Below them were merchants, scholars, and soldiers. And at the very bottom were the common laborers and the enslaved, including those who toiled in the mines. While some miners worked as free people paying tribute, others were enslaved, their lives dedicated to extracting wealth they would never see. This system, built on the exploitation of human labor, was the dark underbelly of Mali's golden age. For every tale of Mansa Musa's generosity, there are countless untold stories of the miners whose lives were spent in darkness, whose families lived with the constant fear of loss, all to fuel an empire's ambition. By the late 14th century, the Mali Empire began to face challenges. Internal disputes over succession weakened the central authority. Ambitious neighboring states, like the Songhai to the east, began to chip away at Mali's territory, seizing control of key trade cities and eventually the goldfields themselves. The very source of Mali's power became the prize for its rivals. The empire that was once the undisputed giant of West Africa slowly began to decline. Its golden streams diverted into new channels, The legend of its wealth would outlive the empire itself, but the political power that came with it faded. The legacy of the Mali Empire is a powerful reminder that history is never simple. It was a civilization of incredible achievements, a center of learning, culture, and immense wealth that left an indelible mark on the world. Yet, it was also an empire built on a system of extraction and exploitation. The story of Mali's gold is a dual narrative, one of imperial glory and one of human cost. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to question the stories we are told about wealth and power, and to always remember the unseen hands that build the world. The echoes of Bambouk and Bure are a testament to both the heights of human ambition and the depths of human sacrifice. What are your thoughts on the price of progress and wealth? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.